Hi, I'm out here at Duelist Den, and today we're going to be taking a look at the Polish capper. Now this is actually kind of a neat little device, right, for capping cap and ball revolvers or cap lock rifles, and it's a high capacity capper. And its claim to fame is that it fits on virtually any revolver. It'll work on Remingtons or Colt type revolvers, and that's different from most cappers. So let's go to the shop and show you how this is put together, and then we'll actually use it to load up and maybe do a little shooting. Well, let's just take a look at the Polish capper. This is it. It's made of solid brass. It is very substantial, very heavy. I mean, it feels like this thing could take a bullet and keep on ticking. It's pretty simple design. There's a set screw. You loosen that up, and that allows you to open it up, right? Basically has a little trigger on the back, and that controls this plunger that allows access to the caps. So, very simple. Now, these are Remington number 10s. It takes all the popular European and American size pistol caps. It just will not accept musket caps, which have the top hat, right, the flange. All right, so I'm going to shake this. These things are supposed to self-right. You shake it around enough. Okay, and I'm sick of it. So we mostly got situated, but I'm going to have to flip a few over. Okay, when I have to flip over caps, I usually just straighten down a paper clip and use that. And one more. Alright, so now they're all straightened out. This is a partial tin of caps. This baby will hold 120 caps. Okay, got one more. I'll just drop it in. Okay, so I'm going to close it. Just close it up. Twist that closed. Okay, so now pull this up. All right, we got the button on the back. Pull up. And pull it down. Let's see if I got it. There we go. And there's a cap. Now, the beauty of this is it's supposed to fit on unmodified Remingtons. All of my Remingtons I've modified to fit a Ted Cash capper, but I've got this Spiller and Burr, which is exactly the same size. So let's see how it goes. Okay, so basically instead of a pull off, it's an in and out function. Let's see if I can do that again. All right, you can see I got a cap. I'll put it on, pull it off, and there we go. All right, so that seems to work. So let's put it to a practical test. We'll take it out to the range. Well, I'm going to test the Polish capper with a Spiller and Burr revolver, just like I showed you in the shop. And as I said, the reason for that is because on all my Remingtons, I have opened up this cap window, so it works well with a conventional capper, you know, like a Ted Cash capper. But I didn't do that on the Spiller and Burr, and this has exactly the same kind of cylinder windows for the cones as you would find on a Remington. So if the Polish capper works on this, it'll work on a Remington. All right, so let's get this loaded up. And I've already got 2 chambers loaded, but I think I'll show you the loading process. At first I thought I wouldn't, but you know, I just think it's really a good policy to do that on any cap and ball revolver video. So we're on half cock, so the chamber can spin freely. I'm going to load it with 17 grains of 3F Swiss powder. Even though it's in a GoX can, it lets me use my handy dandy pour spout that replaces the can cap. The plastic cans have a different size cap, so it wouldn't work. And I like that spout. Okay, so we're going to pour the powder into an empty chamber. Just make sure we got it all. Very nice. I'm going to take a 36 caliber homemade revolver wad, and the video shows you how to do this on the channel, so just look it up. And then I'm going to top it off with a 380.380 inch diameter ball. I like to get the sprue up, which can be a problem. Okay, and now I'm going to seat it. Alright, now I want to show you. There we go. Okay, you see that? That is a perfect ring of lead. They got cut off. And people ask me, you know, Mike, don't you slather the open chamber mouth with lube so you don't get a chain fire? And the answer to that is no, I don't. Because if you get a properly sized ball and you're shaving off a nice little washer of lead like that, then there's no way a spark can get past it to give you a chain fire. Right? It's not going to happen. And in fact, 20 or 30 years ago, the NMLRA did a study that showed that most revolver chain fires happened because of caps falling off of the cones, falling off of the nipples. And the chain fire I had last year, which is the first one I've had in almost 40 years, happened for exactly that reason. I had an original Colt. I had some replacement nipples put on it because, as happens, the nipples are usually all messed up on those originals. And the nipples that I put on were too long. And therefore they projected beyond the guard here enough. I'll show you a Colt. You can see on a Colt, the nipples are much closer to the end of the cylinder. Well, they projected a little bit. And the first time I shot it, the nipple on the side blew off and the flash crossed over and set it off. And in fact, I could virtually see it happen. I know it happened in an instant, but as soon as I touched it off, I could see that cap fall off and I knew what was going to happen. It did. I got a chain fire. I had two go off at the same time. So if you get the right size balls and you've got the right size cones, you're not going to get chain fires. That's just the way it is. All right, so I'm going to load up the rest of these, and then we'll see how that Polish capper does. All right, we're all loaded up. Time to see how the Polish capper does. I've already got the first cap queued up, so we'll just put it on. And the way this works is it goes straight on, and instead of pulling out to the side like most cappers do, it pulls straight back. And as you can see, that can be a problem. Like that cap does not want to come off. Let me make sure I'm not blocking anything with this. Right, I don't want to block it with the cover, which I might have been. Let's check it and see. Okay, so I might have been blocking that a little bit. Alright, so now to do the next one, you got this button on the back. I'm going to press that. Basically, I'm going to shake one into the chamber, and then you just let that button go, and it pushes it down forward. I'm going to put it back on again. Got to go straight on. Straight on. And pull it off. Alright. So, I don't like that much. I'm going to be honest with you. Cap number 3, straight on. So that's 3 for 3 that does not want to go. Okay, nothing's holding that up. that does not want to go. Well, it worked in the shop, but it does not want to work flawlessly here. Okay, I pulled that cap out of there with my trusty needle nose pliers. I'm going to try another one. Alright, so I got another cap in there. What I'm going to do this time is I'm going to put pressure. I'm going to put pressure on the cap seater. Okay, maybe that helps. Alright, so alright, let me try it again. No. Now, a lot of people say, why don't you just cap with your fingers, Mike? Because my fingers are big, fat, and clumsy. And they simply don't like it. But I'm going to cap the last two with my fingers. Alright, now, here's the thing. I certainly don't feel comfortable enough that these are on tight without pushing them with a stick. Oops, I had one fall off. So I think that demonstrates exactly what I'm talking about. Let me see if I can get this to stick. Alright. I'm using Remington number 10 caps. I'm going to try CCIs after this just to see. Or actually I'm going to try RWS, which... Okay, so I'm going to put the hammer down on an empty chamber, and as long as we're here at the range, let's go shoot. Well, Evil Roy's been left on his own for a few weeks, and he gets up to all kinds of mischief when that happens. So it's time to remind him of who's the law here in Beliveau Hollow. So let's hope that Polish captor put the nipples on good enough that I can teach Evil Roy a lesson. Let's see. Okay, lost one. Forgot how high this thing shoots. So I'm aiming at Roy's nads and I'm hitting him in the nose. Okay, well, you know, I'm worried about how these things go on. I lost a cap. So I'm going to cap that up, fire that chamber out, and then I'm going to try another brand of caps. So using Remington number 10s with the Polish capper is hugely disappointing. I thought I had one cap that fell off. Actually, two of them fell off. Not very happy with that. So I'm going to try RWS 1075s. I'm putting a few in there, maybe 50 or so. And I'm going to close this up. Right, it just slides closed. I'm going to turn the set screw. And there you go. It's all ready to go. So I'm going to load the gun up, and then we'll try putting the RWS caps on with the capper and see how they go on. All right, it's moment of truth time. Got the Polish capper. It's loaded up with RWS 1075s, and we're going to see if they work better than the American caps did, right? Better than the Remingtons. So let me put it on, push it down, pull it off. Okay, one on. Better than we were doing. All right, cap number 2. Push it on. Pull it off. All right. Number 3. On and off. Very good. Number 4. Alright. Not so good on 4. I'm just going to pull this one out. I'll use it later if I can. Looks a little stretched. Alright, so I got another cap up. Still trying number 4. On. Okay, we got it to stick. Last one. Come on, baby. It does not want to stick. Try another cap. Alright, last cap. I just lost one that was on there. Okay, not going to go. Alright, I'm just going to cap these manually. I loaded up the spiller and burr one more time, and this time I'm going to cap it with the Swedish capper. And I'm going to do that because I know this capper works. So if I continue to lose caps when shooting it, and by the way, these things work just fine with Remingtons. If I continue to lose caps while shooting it, then I'm going to know that it's because of something with the gun, not with the capper. Maybe these nipples are slightly undersized. I'll have to find out, but I'm going to try this as a control. And I think that's only fair, because it may not be the capper's fault that the caps are falling off, though it is the capper's fault that it's so hard to get them on and off. Okay, these are Remington number 10s. I'm going to go shoot them and see how it does. Okay, well, I capped up with the Swedish capper, and let's see if they all stay on. Okay, well, I capped up the spiller and burr with the Swedish capper. I did not lose a cap. Something to think about. Well, it is actually mid-May, but the temperatures this week are more like, say, mid to late March. It's really pretty chilly out here. In fact, I've had to put a jacket on between takes. That's how cold it is, which is unusual, because it should be getting quite warm by now. Now, I haven't been down here at Duelist Den for about 3 weeks, and part of that's because I've been traveling and getting caught up from being traveling, but also I've been working on a couple of projects. I've been working on magazine articles and on a book, and here's just a little look at what's been going on. Well, Gordon Barlow and I co-wrote this book on Tim Sanner, who is a master horn maker, powder horn maker, and maker of many things with horn. And we wrote it for the Contemporary Long Rifle Association's Artist Series. And I believe it's going to be available by the time they have the big CLA show in Lexington, Kentucky this October. So, something to watch for. If you go to the show, if you drop into the CLA show, you might want to pick up this book and learn more about Tim. And the other project I've been working on is this article for American Frontiersman magazine. It's called The Smoothbore Shootout, and it's basically about the combat effective ranges for smoothbore military muskets and for smoothbore civilian fowlers during the 18th century. And I've got a couple of videos on that subject as well, and this is a magazine article that kind of encapsulates the findings from that. So if you enjoyed the videos, hopefully you'll enjoy this magazine article. So I just wanted to give you guys a little heads up on what's coming up. I think this will be out on the stands by the end of June, so it'll be out before the CLA book. So let's get back to that capper and wrap things up. Well, let me give you my verdict on the Polish capper. It's built like a brick outhouse, but I just don't like the way it works. I don't like the on and off motion. It's just not positive. It requires you to have too much of a good friction fit on the cap. And my belief is that in trying to get the cap to stick, I'm expanding the skirt by wiggling around, and then the caps fall off. Now, I'm sure those of you out there who use one of these and love it will probably write in to tell me that there's a secret handshake that I don't know that makes everything go on great. And if that's true, well, I'll be happy to redo the test. I really will, because I had really high hopes for this. But my view of it is, for 50 bucks, probably ought to save your money. That $4.95 Swedish capper works way better than this $50 Polish capper, at least on my gun. I mean, your mileage may vary. Now, I have heard that there is another version of this made by another company that is essentially the same design, except down here it operates like a Ted Cash capper, in that it has a spring and you can pull the cap straight off, just like I did with the Swedish capper. And I may check that out. I might spend another 50 bucks and get one and see, because I think that would be a more effective design than this. So, sorry to disappoint you guys. I really prefer testing stuff that works, but I'll keep playing with this, but my hopes are not high. So if you enjoyed this video, if you like this content, hope you give it a big thumbs up. That helps with the algorithm wallahs, figuring things out. And if you have not subscribed, I sure wish you would. I think if you enjoy cap and ball content and flintlock content, then you'll enjoy this channel. So why miss any of it? And if you like what's on here, you'll probably like what's on my website, MikeBeliveau.com. And if you visit there, you might buy a Duelist NT shirt, just so you can show your loyalty. So, anyway, that's it. We tried the Polish capper, not happy with it. So, hopefully we'll bring you something better next week. Until then, bye.